And here is the unspoken truth. This is not about Venezuela, it's about Trump. At the center of progressive outrage over the US action in Venezuela lies a reality few critics are willing to admit aloud. The intensity of the backlash is not driven by law, sovereignty, or humanitarian concern, but by the identity of the man who carried out the action, Donald J. Trump. So strip away the academic language, the procedural objections, and the selectively invoked international norms. And what remains is a far more human and politically revealing motive. This was a major geopolitical success for Trump, and therefore an intolerable outcome for his ideological opponents. 1. Outcome-based morality and the Trump exception. Progressive foreign policy criticism increasingly operates a principle that can be summarized simply. The same action is either righteous or reprehensible depending on who performs it. Had a democratic or progressive president orchestrated the removal of Nicolás Maduro under identical conditions, citing human rights abuses, criminal indictments, hemispheric security, and international crime networks, the reaction would have been radically different. The action would have been framed as a decisive stand against authoritarianism, a defense of democracy in the Western Hemisphere, a moral intervention to stop human suffering, a necessary response to transnational crime and instability. Progressive media outlets would have emphasized the bravery of leadership, the relief of the Venezuelan people, and the symbolic end of socialist dictatorship that had become indefensible even to much of the global left. Instead, because the action was carried out by Donald Trump, the moral calculus reversed instantly. What was once standing up to tyrant became imperialism. What was once protecting democracy became violating sovereignty. What was once global leadership became reckless unilateralism. This is not principled opposition, it is partisan inversion. 2. A documented history of progressive calls to remove Maduro. The irony becomes sharper when viewed against the historical record. For years, progressives, liberal lawmakers, and left-leaning institutions openly condemned Maduro and called for his removal through criminal indictments, international sanctions, diplomatic isolation, support for opposition leadership, and recognition of alternative governments. In 2019 and 2020, many progressives explicitly argued that Maduro had forfeited legitimacy and should not be treated as a lawful head of state. Some went further, endorsing the idea that extraordinary measures might be necessary to end the humanitarian crisis. What they did not anticipate was that the final step, the decisive one, will be taken by Trump. And that is where the outrage truly begins.